This channel is made possible by viewers like you. My viewers, subscribers, and patrons greatly help to keep this channel going. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for all of you. Please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any uploads. And if you'd like to go the extra mile, please check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you'll get access to what I'm working on, previews of upcoming content, and even early videos, along with other tier options for those that are interested. Thank you, and now on to the video. If you've been following this channel for a while, that when looking back at older games and honestly movies, I'm a huge Bond fan. I grew up during the Brosnan era, and while my parents wouldn't let me watch PG-13 until I was very close to that age, I was still fascinated with Bond. Most of the prior films were all rated PG, so those were fair game, which meant that I spent a lot of time watching the Connery era and a lot of the Moore era. When it comes to this series, I'm very easy to please. For the films, I pretty much universally love all the movies from Brosnan back. Sure, there are some so bad it's good, like Die Another Day and Moonraker, but even those have some charm and present some really well done action sequences like in Die Another Day. If every Craig era film was like Casino Royale, I would have loved that era too. But he honestly only got 2 great films with Casino and Skyfall. The rest were mixed or just downright disrespectful like No Time to Die. But that's enough about the films and my love for them. Since I was so huge into the films and a big gamer, I absolutely loved many of the games. Most of EA's run from Agent Under Fire, Nightfire to Everything or Nothing, and yes, especially from Russia with Love, were all great. Even before that, we had stellar Bond titles, with honestly the one that helped revolutionize FPS games at the time, especially on console with Goldeneye. The game is just simply awesome. Yeah, sure, it looks of its time, but the style, charm, design, and just overall gameplay excels. If you haven't played Goldeneye, you need to. But why am I talking about Goldeneye in 2024? Well, in 2023, there was a surprise announcement that the original Goldeneye would be coming back. It was getting a remaster coming to Xbox and Switch. This was really exciting news. For one, I also crossed my fingers that Microsoft would be interested in trying to remaster other older Bond games, like say World Is Not Enough as well. There are many of these gems that are just held on their older respective consoles, and could benefit from a nice touch-up and re-release, especially considering that they still play great, something like World or even Nightfire. So when I finally got my hands on Goldeneye again, I was left with some mixed feelings. On the one hand, it was cool to see an old favorite provided again. On the other hand, there was a part of me that I was like, this should have been a lot better. There was that full-blown remaster that was being made for the 360 and got shut down, and it was even going to feature that option to toggle between new remastered graphics and the traditional ones. For whatever reason, that got canned, and now the only way to try this out is through emulation. Don't get me wrong, playing this remaster kind of fits like a glove if you're a fan of Goldeneye, but on the one hand, there are plenty of cracks that just leave you scratching your head. This felt more like a side project where more care, love, and time honestly should have been put into this remaster. There is a Twitter account that I follow for many retro-like games, along with a lot of Bond coverage too. This account provided a list of issues that they had with the remaster. For example, the game is just a lot buggier than the original, and even has slowdown in a current day release, and this really shouldn't be something that was a problem here. He really does a good job of breaking down a lot of the issues, and very much shows that Goldeneye deserved better. And now there is another part of the equation. Even with this rusty version of Goldeneye, man does this game hold up really well. Like, I was having more fun with this than many modern day titles. I started up and I just did not want to put it down. The shooting is great, the music is stellar, and I love how it covers one of the best Bond films, along with expanding on some areas that are not seen within the film itself. And on top of this, the design that made this title so special to begin with aged like fine wine. One of the coolest elements of Goldeneye was how it had a lot of problem solving featured throughout. Now sure, you had the impactful and fun shooting, but then there were plenty of moments and situations where the player might be left scratching their head to try and figure out an objective. And then add on to this was how the objectives would change depending on the difficulty that you chose. Playing the game on easy versus hard was very different, and not just from how tough the enemies were. New objectives would pop up, along with even promoting the player to see areas of the level that they may not have seen their first time through. This type of stuff is still cool to this day. Goldeneye is still so much fun to play, but it should be better presented than it was here with this remaster. So where does that leave us? I understand that this is a bit late, but I actually wanted to make this video last year, but it got away from me. So one thing that I think would have been cool is to see if the game could continually get updated and improved on. Based on what I continually see, this was released and then sadly forgotten about. Plus there was a huge missed opportunity to not have any form of online multiplayer options. Many fans of this title have so many memories of playing this game with their friends in local play, and for a remaster, online should have been added to allow players new and old to experience the multiplayer as it was when it first came out. This is where I feel like it was a missed opportunity to not allow a studio like Night Dive to come in and be the ones to remaster this game. If you have played or followed any of their work, they pretty much specialize in bringing back older titles to current day and giving them a new coat of paint. You can feel their love, passion for the original games they are remastering, and I honestly think they are an important piece of gaming preservation as a whole. We need more studios that have talent and work ethic like Night Dive, which is why again it feels like a missed opportunity that they were not used for the Goldeneye remaster, because they would have treated this game like the legend it is. So since Microsoft and Nintendo brought Goldeneye back, I do think it would be awesome to see them bring back other Nintendo 64 Bond titles, like The World Is Not Enough. The game is more of an underrated game and doesn't get enough love, as it was easily eclipsed by Goldeneye. Was World as revolutionary? No. Was it fun? Oh yes, it was really good. It followed the same design, was made by a new team, and just plain good. Plus it added bots, something that I wished was included in Goldeneye. Again, that would have been a cool addition for Goldeneye Remaster to include bots. Even as I'm writing this, Night Dive really should have been the ones to do this. Something else I want to make note of too is that there are indie developers out there making games highly inspired by Goldeneye's design. One that I'm currently looking forward to is with Agent 64. It not only looks like Goldeneye, but after playing the demo, it felt like it. That developer really understands why the original game is so special, and now hopefully whenever the game is released, we'll get to experience more of that same gameplay and maybe some surprises as well. So yes, Goldeneye is of course still great to play today. It is one of those games that I could just pick up and beat it within an evening and have a blast with it. Even playing it for this video, I couldn't just play it for a few minutes. I was compelled to keep going because the original gameplay hook is just so good and grabs the player well. At the same time, I'm left conflicted because this remaster deserved a better treatment. And based on that 360 unreleased remaster, it seemed like we were going to get something like that, but now it's only available through emulation, so no official release for that one. I love the Bond universe and many of the games, and hopefully more get to be brought back and maybe get treated a bit better than Goldeneye was here. What are your thoughts on the Goldeneye remaster? Have you played this one? Let me know all of this in the comments down below. If you're interested in being notified of new videos, please hit the subscribe button and bell. And if you would like to support the channel and get early access to content, please check out my Patreon. All of the links will be at the end of this video and within the description. And thank you very much for watching.